Hello again, this is Heero Uzuki, the guy who probably spent more time than was strictly necessary on Route 4, and here we are again with more of the Pokémon Black version 2 Nuzlocke, a game in which, like any mainline title game in the Pokémon series, Black version 2 is a game that goes in cycles. You start in an area, get new Pokemon, you battle trainers to get their money and EXP, then you use that to prepare for the coming gym battle. You win the gym badge, you move to a new area, and the cycle repeats. Simple as, right? Well, we spent a bit more time in the last route than was really necessary, I think. About an hour, and yes, that time was spent battling trainers, because he who fails to plan, plans to fail, but even I, the guy who's doing this Nuzlocke challenge right now, thinks that might have been a bit much. Call me overly cautious, but also, you can call it a little bit of a waste of time. And with that said, why don't we make a quick trip back through Route 4 for the sake of preparing for this coming gym battle? Let's go see about a Pokemon, moving the plot along because that's, of course, a thing, and keep going to make sure that this Nuzlocke does not die, damn it. And yes, I just complained about us spending more time than was strictly necessary in Route 4, but we're going back through. The reason, of course, being, well, we've got a distinct lack of ground type in our roster of Pokemon, and I'd like to rectify that. RNGeebus willing. Okay. I caught a Sandile for the last run, but this is still the first Pokemon I encountered, so just go with it. Join the party and become one of us, please. Your assistance is required and desired. Nice. Now then, what do we call you? Last time it was a male, we called him the Killer Croc. This time it's a female, so... About... Call you Miss Shady, how about that? Alright. I felt it was important to get this ground type. You saw how effective type matchups can be. After all, the second and third gym showcased that one. What with Steel being immune to poison type moves, and Bacon King just more or less barreling right through the bug gym. Good stuff, good stuff. Don't want to forget that. And I believe there's a sunstone we can get around here. I'd kind of like to have that. I'm not sure how much help of a shiny Pokemon would be in a Nuzlocke. I mean, bragging rights on top of bragging rights, maybe? Thank you kindly. I happen to have a grass type that can make use of this. No, just no. I am not gonna ask her for anything. I don't need the professor's help. Okay. That's good to know, I guess? Do any of you have free stuff for me? Okay, well, sorry to hear that, Granny. Maybe moving out to the country will do you some good. Yeah, shame for them. Oh, and you're talking about that Wi-Fi stuff, so, yeah, you're of no help. Yeah, sorry, I'm not a sports guy. Still not into sports. Already? But I just caught her. Do I really have that magnetic of a personality? Just take it. Take it. It's free stuff. I'm not... If we had a Riolu, that'd be one thing. I'm sure a Zubat would help in that case, but... Not sure how much help a Soothbell is gonna help here. Don't really need fresh water. We need that liquid sugar. That's where the real heals are at. It's good stuff. You should try it sometime. Seriously, go get some soda. Indulge in the sugary goodness. Or, you know, if that's not your cup of tea, then maybe get some lemonade. That'll do. Now. Sure? Who's they? I'm just here for the EXP. Well, that won't be a problem if I somehow lose, then the run's over. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. It's not December, though. It's still April. Miss Shady, please don't miss. Why? We've got potions, just regular old healing pot. This will do just fine. More mud. Magic healing soda to the rescue. Yes, charge power for that attack type you cannot use. I'm sure that'll go over great. Miss Shady, why do you keep missing? This is how we're winning, just by flinging mud the entire time. Not quite how I thought this would go down, but a win's a win. Try it one more time. Finally. Alright, we're done. I'll tell you what's not bad, that payout. No one, just a Nuzlocke passing through. An organization or a hospital. Yeah, kinda, sorta. What? I didn't come here to get on the Ferris wheel, though. Doubtful. If anything, they'd probably see me as a hostage. And you being my captor. Oh gosh, she's threatening me. She must have a knife to my back or something. No! Someone, help. Adolescent in distress. Okay. Who says it? You know what? Doesn't matter. Okay. Whatever your chip, you psycho. Yes, I know I've got healing items in my bag, but we have access to the Pokemon Center right now. That gets cut off the moment I enter the gym. Let's make use of it while we can. Go into the old gym. Seems all super expensive just building a whole new gym instead of remodeling. But that is just my own opinion. Depends on who you ask. Whatever, nutjob. Another one of those rich kids who has more money than sense. Blitzel's already moving faster than Miss Shady here, so it's not really doing much to help you. Thanks for the money, you weirdo. Thanks, I guess? I'm pretty sure he says that nonsense to anyone who meets him. I need that coaster. Is that right? But you'll still pay well if I beat you, right? Because money makes the world go round. It's oddly appropriate that our Sandile for this run is not only a female, but has Intimidate. Killer Croc was a boy, and he had the Moxie ability. Just making things a little different. Just a little bit, it's nice. That's not to say Miss Shady here's any weaker. Contrary, she's quite devastating in her own way. Right here's why we wanted a ground type. Yes, their electric type Pokemon may use Charge, but that's about it. They can't use Thunderbolt or Discharge or any other electric type moves. It's great for us. Yeah, sure, whatever. Thanks for the money. Right, let's go with that. I'm just fighting to win. I'm debating whether or not to put the EXP share on any of our Pokemon. Maybe, kinda, sorta. Yes. God damn it. Right, because this makes up for wasting my time. something to cry about. They come after me. Damn clowns. Okay. But I'm not here for a fashion show, I'm just here for my badge. So do we have to do a turn on the catwalk while we're waiting, or do we just, you know, go up and crush them? Yeah, it's a electric and flying type Pokemon. She happens to have one. Well, now that we've entered the gym, we can't really... Well, we can still use the Pokemon Center first aid, but we can't use it for the purposes of healing our Pokemon. We can go to the Pokemart, and we can also hit up the PC, but no heals, not until we've cleared it, or we get cleared. What was the level cap? Alright, our next level cap is 30. I like to think I'm quite competent when it comes to, you know, battling in Pokemon games, but I don't think I'm so competent that I can, you know, take a 9-level handicap. Ooh, yeah, if this were a casual playthrough, that'd be one thing, but for a Nuzlocke, Macho Bryce seems like it would be more of a liability than anything, my dude. I mean, thanks, I guess? The sentiment is there? Alright, I need some people to throw their Pokemon at me for some impromptu training. Just some quick rousing training, real quick. Not the kind of train I was talking about, my dude. A terrible idea to be trying to, you know, use Miss Shady here to actually fight when, per my own Nuzlocking rules, I can't use the Pokemon Center for healing anymore, so getting help is needed. Ow. Right. Well, thanks for the money, I guess. Intimidate helped out. That dig might have spelled the end for Bacon King otherwise, maybe. I can't tell the difference, I'm sorry. Well and truly sorry. Sorry about that. Thanks for the money. Okay, well, if you're telling me to follow the rules, then why aren't you wearing a helmet or pads? Huh? Please, no talking about sports. I'm not a sports fan. That's just who I am. Once more, thrust! I distinctly remember saying about how I shouldn't say that anymore because it comes off as dirty. 1,000 pardons. Yes, I won. Thank you for the EXP and the money. More assistance, please. I am just a playmate for you. I think you'll appreciate this one. Yep. Sorry, no berries here. Let us not activate. Let us instead throw back some water. How does a magnet consume water? Question for later. Excellent. We're done here. Pretty sure MagMight here is still leaning towards special attack. Tell you what, we'll go ahead and toss the Thunder Wave, if only because we have Petulia and she has Sleep Powder. I think she's broken. I'm so sorry. Alright, who's coming to join us? Caught one, but didn't actually use it. Is this perhaps a sign? Folks on buying healing items have been neglecting our Pokeball stash. Join the party, be one of us. Well, I can't name her Goth Girl. That name's already been taken by the previous one. Speak to me. What is your name? Why is naming you so hard? Lot would fit, but I don't know, it feels like a bit of a cop-out. And it feels a little mean. Damn, why is this naming having to be so hard all of a sudden? It was going great before, but now this. Wait, I just thought of something. We're focused on sugar rushes with our supply of sugar, after all. Our sodas and our lemonade, so we're gonna go ahead and just fill our stocking. Someone get this goth girl some goddamn sugar. Please. Get me some too while you're at it. Goddamn. I just prefer Pokemon in general, so yeah. And well played. Yikes! That's clutch. Intimidate, coming in clutch. That would have been a kill right there, and that would have been something worth crying over. Nice. Yeah, well, you just lost. You nearly cost me one of my Pokemon. You gave me a heart attack. Damn it. I was hoping I wouldn't have to put up with those for a while. Why do they hate me? Well, that's assuming we even get a chance to really do anything with it. Go ahead and train up the King just a little bit. King and Petulia are going to be our fallbacks in the off chance things go sideways. King because he's got a lot of power, and Petulia because, well, electric type moves don't do a whole lot of damage to grass type Pokemon. This is a shame. We could have had a Leaf Card. We are left with a harebrained reminder of what could have been. What is it with everyone getting crits but me? What the hell? RNGeebus. Why you do me like this? I mean, I suppose I'm getting lucky enough that I'm landing enough hits to knock out these Leaf Card using arm thrust, but still! How you doing, King? I'm sure he's fine. The King can't be knocked down that easily. That said, if he ever gets knocked down, we're pretty much toast. At some point, we're gonna have to stop this little training excursion on account of, you know, me making the Pokemon Center off limits as a spot to heal our Pokemon until the gym's been dealt with. And if I use up all of our power points on training, then that doesn't really leave us with anything to fight back with when we get to the actual gym. I only ask that you hand over your money and your EXP. That's another one of those hogs. The ones with bloodshot, mean eyes. Don't look directly at it. I think its vision is based on movement. And, you know, eye contact. Don't look directly at it, you'll be fine. We'll go ahead and throw Miss Shady in again, get another Intimidate off. Excuse you? Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, because we're gonna go ahead and throw King back in. Excuse you? Give him the high fives from hell. Nice. You're getting really lucky on that front. And something's gotta work in our favor. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Not. Come on, Sugar Rush. Actually, we'll have Miss Shady go ahead and learn it. Toss Assurance. A heal ball. Was kind of hoping for some rare candy. We are left with a harebrained reminder of what could have been. how come you're not landing the paralysis? Like the flying rodent did? I'm sorry, I really shouldn't call it that. It sounds mean, okay? Just a little agitated that I don't get to have one. Have to go with the Magnet Bomb, just so we don't miss. You know what the sad part of this is? We investigated the grass with the hopes of finding an Audino for all that wonderful EXP. Wasn't meant to be. RNGeebus, you're not putting a thumb on the scale, are you? We also have our mighty Mag, another fallback. But I thought a Pokemon breeder's whole bit was that they focused on breeding Pokemon, not battling. And whatever, different strokes for different folks. Training has gotten a little long, hasn't it? I do not want this to be another hour-long, training session. I don't know why I did that. That could have been a pursuit incoming. It could have been that. That would have been wildly dangerous. Oh, only the 2 hits. So we're not using up all of our good RNG before the actual gym battle. We've already made some progress. We've already got another Pokemon added. Why don't we go ahead and head back into town and go ahead and see about conserving the strength of our main Pokemon that we're going to be using for fighting. normally this would be the part where I talk about how we're gonna go ahead and heal our Pokemon and then save, but again, already stepped foot in the gym. The Pokemon Center's off limits as a place of healing. That said, we did make out like a bandit with regards to money. Where should we go on everything else? What have you got? Thunderwave, Gyro Ball, Light Screen, Reflect. Awfully expensive though. Well, I just got this money. I don't want to blow it all right here now. I'd like to think that we're prepared enough that we can take on the gym next time. So, real quick, before I just up and completely forget to, heal up them on. Good enough. Well, good enough for now. And let's go ahead and park ourselves outside the gym. And so, real quick, we need some more soda. I suddenly want some more liquid sugar myself. It's good, and it's good for you, I think. It just tastes good. Just remember moderation. That should be good enough. Until the siren call of liquid sugar comes calling. Okay, now, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, long as it was, then consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button, leave me a comment, and hitting that bell to stay updated with more videos from me. We'll see if we can't make something happen in the gym this next time. Fingers crossed we're good enough. With that, this is Heero Uzuki signing off. In my bid to keep things under an hour. We are a little under level. RNGeebus, please help us going into this, and if you can't be bothered to help us, then please stay the hell out of our way.